This is a very complete and informative dialogue of understanding contracts and how they are initially created, how they work, and how you can become contracted with having to owe an obligation to something or someone. Contracts are important legal agreements that outline the rights and obligations of parties involved. They can be created in various ways, such as written or verbal agreements. When two or more parties agree to certain terms, they enter into a contract. Contracts typically include details like the parties involved, the purpose of the agreement, terms and conditions, payment terms, and any other specific requirements. It's essential to have a clear understanding of the terms before entering into a contract. Once a contract is formed, all parties are legally bound to fulfill their obligations. This means that if you agree to a contract, you're obligated to do what you promised, whether it's providing a service, delivering goods, or making a payment. To become contracted, you need to reach an agreement with another party, and both parties need to express their intent to be bound by the terms. It's crucial to read and understand the contract thoroughly before signing it to avoid any misunderstandings or potential issues. Remember, contracts can have different types and purposes, such as employment contracts, rental agreements, or business contracts. Each type may have specific requirements and regulations to follow. Contracts are super important when it comes to agreements between people or businesses. Let's dive into how they're created, how they work, and how they differ from laws. When it comes to creating a contract, it usually starts with an offer. One party puts forward the terms they want, like the price or the service they'll provide. The other party can accept, reject, or negotiate those terms. Once both parties agree on the terms, it's time to make it official. Contracts can be created in different ways. Some are written down, like when you sign a lease for an apartment or a contract for a job. Others can be verbal, like when you agree to meet a friend for lunch and split the bill. However, it's always a good idea to have written contracts to avoid any misunderstandings. Now, let's talk about how contracts work. They are like a set of rules that both parties agree to follow. Contracts outline what each party has to do and what they can expect in return. For example, in a business contract, one party might agree to deliver a certain number of products, while the other party agrees to pay a specific amount of money. When you enter into a contract, you become obligated to fulfill your part of the deal. This means you have to do what you promised, whether it's providing a service, delivering goods, or making a payment. If one party doesn't hold up their end of the bargain, the other party may have legal options to seek compensation or enforce the terms of the contract.